The Arabs were a people who had long inhabited the Arabian Peninsula, which was named after them. The natural conditions there were extremely harsh: an arid climate, rare rainfall, relentless sun, and vast, barren deserts and steppes. Most of the peninsula was covered by unforgiving sands, but even in these conditions, people managed to live. At the beginning of our era, a significant part of the population consisted of nomads, the Bedouins. Their way of life was centered around animal husbandry. They bred camels and sheep, driving their herds to places where food could be found. Occasionally, they came across oases, rare spots with water. Farmers settled there, growing grapes, dates, and other crops. They traded the fruits of the land with the Bedouins for livestock products. In the mid-first millennium, Arab society was still in the process of breaking away from the primitive communal system. Arabs were polytheists, and each tribe worshipped its own deities. Important trade routes passed through the Arabian Peninsula, linking east and west. From India and East Africa came caravans carrying silk, spices, ivory, and precious stones. The Bedouins played a key role in this trade. They escorted caravans, provided camels, protected merchants from bandits, and often served as guides or traders themselves. Major settlements arose along these routes, including the city of Mecca. Life among the Arabs was far from peaceful. Frequent tribal wars broke out over pastures and control of trade routes. Bedouin elites often conducted raids on neighboring lands to seize riches, further widening the gap between the wealthy and the poor. These growing inequalities, external threats, and the desire to expand into fertile lands pushed the Arabs toward unification. A single state was needed to defend their interests and channel their energy beyond Arabia. A new religion, Islam, played a central role in this unification. It was founded and preached by Muhammad. He was born in Mecca in the year 570 to a modest merchant family. Orphaned at an early age, Muhammad grew up poor, worked in caravans, and eventually became a merchant himself. At the age of 40, he claimed that the angel Gabriel, appeared to him with messages from Allah, the one true God. Muhammad's mission was to spread these divine revelations. Those who believed in his teachings began to call him a prophet. Muhammad preached that there was only one God, Allah, and that all people were equal before him. But at first, only a few in Mecca accepted his message. In 622, due to increasing hostility, Muhammad and a small group of followers fled to the city of Medina. This migration, known as the Hijra, marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar. The people of Medina embraced Islam, and Muhammad became both their spiritual and political leader. He organized a military campaign against Mecca, and by 630, with the support of many nomadic tribes, he captured the city. Soon after, all Arab tribes recognized Muhammad's authority and accepted Islam. Thus, the first unified Arab state emerged, one bound together by a common faith and leadership. Muhammad was the head of the state and saw himself as Allah's representative on earth. After his death in 632, leadership passed to the caliphs, his successors. The Arab state became known as the Caliphate. Under the first caliphs, Arab expansion began rapidly. Their army included all able-bodied men capable of fighting. Mounted on camels and horses, they moved swiftly and struck their enemies by surprise. The Arabs set their sights on conquering Byzantium and Persia, two powerful empires of the East that had been weakened by long, exhausting wars with each other. The Arabs seized this opportunity. They promised safety, religious tolerance, and lower taxes to the people of these regions, who sometimes welcomed the invaders by opening their gates. Thus, the Arabs captured Syria, Palestine, and Egypt, provinces previously controlled by Byzantium. Simultaneously, they conquered Persia and parts of Central Asia. They even advanced into northern India, seizing territories in the Indus Valley. In the early 8th century, Arab forces invaded Europe, conquering nearly the entire Iberian Peninsula within just 3 years. They then pushed into Frankish territory, but were stopped by the Franks at the Battle of Tours. Still, by the mid-8th century, the Arabs had created a vast empire stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the borders of India. Initially, the capital of the Caliphate was Medina, then it was moved to Damascus, and later to the newly built city of Baghdad on the Tigris River. The population of the Caliphate reached 70 to 80 million people. Agriculture was the economic foundation. Egypt and Persia produced abundant harvests of wheat and rice, while Syria and Palestine were known for grapes, fruits, and olives. Arabia supplied dates and famous Arabian horses, prized across the world. The unification of such vast territories spurred the development of crafts and trade. Old cities flourished and new ones were founded. The largest of these, Damascus, Baghdad, Cairo, and Samarkand, became centers of crafts, science, and commerce. Artisans of all kinds worked there: blacksmiths, leather workers, jewelers, weavers. Their products were in high demand and admired far beyond the Caliphate's borders. Markets bustled with goods from across the world. Arab merchants traded with India, China, Byzantium, and Europe. Alongside economic growth, the cultural life of the Caliphate blossomed. Classical works were translated into Arabic, and advances were made in philosophy, medicine, mathematics, and astronomy. But by the end of the 9th century, the unified Caliphate began to fracture. Rebellions among conquered peoples and oppressed farmers and artisans weakened the state. The main cause of the Caliphate's decline, however, was the rising power of local governors. These rulers gradually stopped obeying the Caliph, formed their own armies, collected taxes independently, and even passed their titles to their sons. As a result, the once unified Caliphate splintered into numerous independent states. Yet Arabic remained the dominant language, and Islam continued as the common religion. The legacy of the Caliphate endured in culture, science, language, and faith, influencing the course of history for centuries to come.